Call the regular city council meeting Monday, June 27th, 2016 to order. Clerk, call roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Payton. Mayor Hall.
Here, pledge allegiance. No presentations. Any public comment cards filled out? Motion to receive the minutes, place on file.
So moved, Your Honor. Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by aye. All opposed? Minutes are approved. We have a motion to receive the financial reports and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second. We have a motion and a second to receive the financial reports and place on file. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We have a motion to receive the activity reports and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second to receive the activity reports and place on file. I see you had a few letters for the police officers that entered the building.
Yeah, back in early May,
right.
Several commendations and letter of appreciations, yes.
I know Chief King, you gave out how many medals of valor?
3 medals of valor and 1 life-saving.
Yeah. Okay, is there any further discussion on any of the activity reports? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Committee reports, Chairman Putoff, Finance and Safety Services.
Yes, Your Honor. Tonight we're going to give the pleasure of reading the disbursements to Alderman Radke.
Yes, Your Honor. Total disbursements are $2,588,563.86. I move that this report be received, placed on file, and the bills paid in the usual manner.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion second to receive the disbursements, place on file, and pay the bills in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote. Quick call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Motion approved.
In addition, Your Honor, there is a motion to renew the one-year contract for lobbyist Tim McInerney for $2,000 a month. Is there a motion on the floor to do that?
I'll make the motion that we renew the contract.
I'll second.
A motion by Alderman Lukosius with a second by Alderman Sapienza,
Okay.
and a roll call vote.
Well, is there any discussion? Any more discussion, or is
Yeah, I
everybody?
just feel that, City of Ottawa employs a lobbyist. I think they pay their lobbyists $3,000 a month. And my thinking on this is that if we don't have one, I think that just puts us one step behind when important things are happening in Springfield. It's certainly nice to be able to pick up the phone and have some representation there immediately, and the fact that the person knows who to talk to. I think it's well worth the money.
Anybody else? Okay, I have a roll call vote. Call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Nay.
Ferrari.
Nay.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Nay.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Nay.
Okay, so that's 4 and 4. Okay, I'll cast an aye vote, because I do know how important it is down there. It is. For the amount of money that we're paying, it's something that you need to do. It's important, so. Motion approved.
Your Honor, tonight we have a motion to bind boiler and machinery insurance coverage with Liberty Mutual through River Valley Insurance for a premium of $60,228. And again, I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
We have a motion and a second to renew the boiler and machinery. Is there any discussion?
I think earlier Alderman Payton did update us on the savings that we had as far as comparisons from last year. It was about $22,000 a year.
Yes.
So that's very good news.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, have a roll call vote. Quick call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, that's all we have tonight from Finance and Safety Services. Any questions from the council? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Public Services, Chairman Waldorf.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to make a motion to authorize the mayor and the city clerk to execute the revised development agreement with Northern White Sand LLC and Peru Industrial Rail 1 LLC.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to execute the revised development agreement with Northern White Sand. Is there any discussion?
Eric, please.
Yeah, the revisions to the agreement basically outline the financing terms, the reimbursement structure to the city for professional services rendered, attorney services rendered, and then, of course, any construction costs. Additionally, in there, there's a surety that Corporate Counsel Schweiger alluded to earlier on the IDOT grant, if in fact the project did not go on their end. If there was a recall on that, that grant would be paid back to the state through the surety of the two companies. And I don't know, Doug, if you want to add to that at all, since our latest email today from Northern White Sand, at what point you're at in that review?
Yeah, no, I mentioned earlier, the performance obligations of Northern White Sand under that agreement would be secured by Liberty Mutual, which is an insurance company. There's a mutual insurance company with $40 billion in annual revenues, and that's which is an insurance rating agency of the Standard & Poor's. So I mean, it's a good size.
And as everybody knows, we have a great position on this particular development and these infrastructure improvements, with 100% of the improvements ultimately being funded by the two developments. So we're hopeful that everything will be back to us this week for full execution. We are scheduled for a July 11th bid opening for that project.
Yeah, Your Honor, I just want to say it's a real positive situation, and I'd say probably unique in today's terms, but all of the obligations that the city had, or all the cost, is being taken up by the development parties. And when you really look at that, that is a very good position to be in, to see this type of development and the city really receiving no cost involved.
Great job negotiating that, Engineer Carl. Thank you.
Okay, we still need the roll, we still need the roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, Your Honor, we'd like to discuss and approve the purchase of conduit for approximate cost of $8,000 to $10,000. There are two items here. We received 6 quotes on this, and the low bidder was Fletcher Reinhardt. And this is for item 1. There were 2 bundles of 2-inch Schedule 40 PVC 20-inch lengths with bell socket depth minimum 2 1/4 inch deep. And the second item was 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC 20-inch lengths with bell socket depth minimum of 4-inch deep. I've got some numbers here that per item, 53 cents on the first one and $1.42 on the second one. I'm assuming that's per foot. So anyway, I'd like to make that a motion to approve that.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second to approve the conduit purchase for an approximate cost of $8,000 to $10,000. Is there any discussion?
Jim, is this just for
Predominantly for inventory, yes.
Well, everything he has is being used up on the Venture Drive extension where he's putting in all new underground.
If I can add to that, we're currently doing an upgrade and relocate along 38th Street there. We had some troubles with the underground. Kai's guys are working on that this week, and that is chewing up a lot of the inventory that we do have. Yep. Yeah, I would say that it's a good price point per foot.
And what they want to keep in inventory, and the fact that we did get 6 quotes on it too, so this is a good price.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Chief Burnaby, do you have anything?
no, sir.
Chief King? Eric? That is all from Public Services, Your Honor. Thank you.
report to city attorney, ordinances, resolutions, minutes.
First, we have the minutes of a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on June 22nd, 2016, concerning the petition of Thomas Smith requesting variance for a property located at 1407 Centennial Road, Peru, Illinois. The petitioner desires to raise the existing residence on the property and construct a new single-family residence with attached three-car garage. Seeks the following variances from the zoning ordinance. A, to reduce the rear yard setback from not less than 40 feet as required under section 10.03 HB Roman numeral 2 of the zoning lines to not less than 30 feet, and B, to increase the maximum floor area of an attached garage from not more than 990 square feet as restricted under section 6.02.2C of the zoning lines to not more than 1,200 square feet. Property is a R2 single-family detached dwelling district zoning classification. There was no objectors present at the meeting, and the Planning and Zoning Board unanimously approved that the variances requested be favorably recommended to City Council.
Have a motion to receive the minutes placed on file.
So moved. And also that the council concur with that recommendation.
Second.
So moved.
Have a motion second to receive the minutes placed on file, and the council concur with the recommendation. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Going with that, I have an ordinance granting variances under the zoning ordinance of the City of Peru, Illinois, as sought by the petition of Thomas Smith concerning property located at 1407 Centennial Road, Peru, Illinois.
Have a motion to receive the ordinance as written and read.
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Motion approved.
Finally, I have an ordinance establishing prevailing wage rates for the City of Peru, Illinois. Still going off of 2015 rates, but the city, or the state, has indicated that they expect the new rates to be out at the end of July, so we've incorporated that into the ordinance that will be under those rates once they come out.
Have a motion to receive the ordinance as written and read. Anybody?
Yeah, so moved.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second? We're not gonna have a second on this? It's a state law, if you guys don't wanna do it, it doesn't really matter.
Your Honor, I'll second that, and then I'll move on with the same. They expect us to vote on it. The state expects us to vote on it. They expect us to swallow whatever wage rate increase it is. And why do they have us vote on it then?
Can't answer that. Okay, we have a motion, second. Is there any further discussion? Call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
That was like a dentist appointment.
Either that or a colonoscopy, boy. Okay, is there any other ordinances, resolutions, anything? Nope. Okay, unfinished business. Herb, Attorney Klein did send some information on the TIF and a map that he drew up and everything. I don't know where anybody's at on it, but if we do want to do some more discussion on it, I did tell the taxing bodies that I would sit and talk with them, you know, from the beginning through the whole process. So I would like the chance to do that, then report back to the council on what the taxing body said on this downtown TIF. That was, what, 3-4 weeks ago when Attorney Klein was in here. So I'll do that, and then I'll report back, and we'll see if we want to move forward.
Can I
or not.
suggest, before we sign any agreement, that we looked exactly 1 through 10 what we want to accomplish? Because a lot of times you sign agreements, say we want to beat TIF, and really there's no goals involved in it. So you have to have something you want to do 1 through 10 things with it before we go ahead and move with it.
Agreed.
Okay, and I think everybody's on the same page. that we don't want to have issues with taxing bodies, so we do want to keep them informed. As I did before, we even had Attorney Klein come in to speak with us, and they thanked us for doing that, and then we'll do it in the next step too. All right. Unfinished business, fireworks. Do you have any fireworks updates and travel plans? I know we'll probably be talking about it some more, but it's only 7 days away, 6 days away.
Well, the action plan is all set in place. The police department and fire department and ambulance service has been working with the folks at Parks and Recreation, Peru CSO, and the Peru Mall officials. Looks like there's a real nice venue in place out there. Hopefully the weather cooperates. Having the multitude of parking lot and space is going to be very helpful. At least from our standpoint, it's going to make it for a real nice venue up there. I think people are going to have in and out access, which is going to be really nice, especially the elderly or people with kids. They're going to be able to pull right up and get out and go to the venue as opposed to parking up on top of the hill and walking for blocks. We are going to close North Peoria Street just north of 36th Street or Wenzel Road to 38th Street from starting at noon on Saturday. Obviously, there'll be access for that one residence that's up there, and obviously emergency vehicles. But all other traffic's going to be open. 36th Street, people will go up North Peoria from Midtown, turn on to Wenzel, or come on Wenzel and go southbound. So it looks like there's really a good plan in place for everybody to have, I think a pretty enjoyable experience, especially if the weather cooperates.
So the road will close Sunday at noon.
Sunday at noon, till midnight probably, just north of 36th Street.
So anybody
That
westbound,
intersection will be open.
so they can go south.
Correct, or can proceed back east on Wenzel Road. So just that 36th to 38th will be closed down. That's the game plan.
Anything?
We got everything all set up, fences going up, we got a lot of that going on this week. Electric drops are already down for everything, so them are ready to go. I think all we gotta do is pull our temporary fence across the road to shut it down, and I think we'll be ready to go. We're gonna put a culvert in this week with gravel, so we can get the truck across into the field to where we're gonna have the launch site at. That's gonna happen Wednesday, so.
And the ditches were cut over the weekend. It's worth taking a ride up there. It's the cleanest it's been in years, probably, from North Peoria Split at Plank Road all the way up to I-80. The ditches have been cut on both sides, even the field side, so it's looking pretty clean.
Okay, Engineer Eric Carls has something he wanted to add on unfinished business.
Same lines, not directly related to the 4th celebration, but the grass cutting along that ditch line. We also do have a contract out there to come in, and we're going to regrade the base of that ditch and clean it out. We're just waiting for our MFT project on Midtown Road to finish up, because we're going to have some traffic control on North Peoria, and they didn't want the two conflicting. So as soon as Midtown's finished, we'll be in there doing some ditch cleaning along the west side.
Is the standing water just from debris, or?
Good majority of it is from debris and some silting. So that whole area up there is relatively flat. So we're going to come in and recut the base of that ditch and get all that debris and silt out of there. And additionally, we'll clean the culverts as well.
All right.
CSO would appreciate that. Sometimes you get in and water up to your knees.
Any other unfinished business? New business, any new business? Anybody with new business? Petitions, communications?
We have a communication from Helen and Ethel Bosshart requesting permission to close Cross Street between Main and Market Streets between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Sunday, September 4th for a family reunion.
They've done it for, quite a few. Okay, we have a motion from Alderman Sapienza, a second from Alderman Waldorf, to receive the communication and grant permission to close Cross Street between Main and Market between 1 and 8 on Sunday, September 4 for a family reunion. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other communications? Public comment. We have any public comment?
Your Honor, I had one thing. Last week, I think everybody recognized how close we came to actually having a tornado here in town. it was pretty active there for probably about 2 hours. I mean, we had them coming at us, and then they're flanking us, and it was pretty interesting to be up there and see. I mean, I actually got to see it, so it was pretty interesting to see it, and they're getting closer and closer, so keep your eyes to the skies when we got bad weather coming in, because I think sooner or later we're going to see it, and I think we were pretty ready for it. Everything was good. We reacted real good, but it's getting closer and closer to home. So.
What is the status of the generator quotes for this building?
I'm working on that with the electric department, with Kai at the electric department currently. We're putting a package together here and hopefully have that ready for the next public service committee to present to you, and then we'll go out for quotes.
Very good, thank you.
Well, while we're on that, Jeff, you did a hell of a job that night. I was listening to it on the police radio, but I think we need to look, Doug and Jeff and the committee, at rebuilding ESTA somehow. We need to get more people involved in that, before we can get people all over in four corners of town. Jeff paged out the fire department. That's when they came out, and other than that, Jeff was out there by himself, and the police officers that were out. Thank you.
So you actually saw the one that touched down in Troy Grove. You saw it form and come down. Actually, we were talking right at that time.
Alderman Ferrari, along that note, I have a meeting actually scheduled for Wednesday to discuss the possibility of bringing a Police Explorers program to Peru. It's a Boy Scout program based out of Peoria, meeting with those folks on Wednesday to explore that, and a lot of times that helps recruiting people to get into that, so you should be hearing more about that soon.
And also, next year when that class comes to IVCC, will you let me know for a week, and maybe everybody can go just to, I mean, it's something.
Okay. Now we'll try public again. Is there any public comment? Mike? Did the reporters, did you see anything touch down? Did you see the clouds form? Like, oh, you were at the station?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
What he was doing was he opened the phone lines, the text lines, and anybody wanted to call in anything they saw were calling in.
Okay, I'll move on. We do need to go into closed session. Stephanie, could you read what they are? First of all, do we have a motion to go into closed session?
I'll second it.
Another colonoscopy.
We want to go to closed session for meetings where the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body is considered, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired, meetings where setting the price or for sale or lease of real estate owned by the public body is being considered, and meetings of municipality operating as a municipal utility, power, or natural gas agency to discuss contracts for the purchase, sale, or delivery of electricity or natural gas and the results of load forecast studies, and meetings for the discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Act, either for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as required by the Act.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Have a roll call vote, clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukos.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mueller. Sapienza. Peyton.
Okay, we'll move into closed session.
Yeah, you might want to hear